So this came across my For You page on YouTube. Too interesting not to cover. A psychological analyst examines why an individual this individual broke into a morgue. I thought, I gotta see this. So let's check it out, guys.
I have new details in a shocking crime out of Phoenix. A man is accused of sexually assaulting multiple corpses after breaking into the medical examiner's office.
Jeez.
Tonight, we are learning whether his actions jeopardized any criminal investigations.
Is it called I guess it is called sexual assault if you assault a corpse. They can't really fight back. Seems like there could be another word for that. That picture is, they got the scariest picture of this guy possible. Wow. Can you imagine finding out that your loved one who has passed just got sexually assaulted in a morgue? I bet that morgue is really beefing up security.
Fox 10's Taylor Wirtz joins us now with the latest. Taylor.
Yeah, John and Christina, truly a disturbing crime. And if you zoom into the medical examiner's office behind me, you can see that board covering the window that the sheriff's office confirms to us was broken in this break-in early Wednesday morning. Maricopa County Sheriff Jerry Sheridan spoke to us today about this. And one of the most significant things he told us was that these bodies were not victims of an active crime investigation, but others have expressed concerns.
Of course.
It's an act many are still wrapping their heads around.
It tends to throw people quite a bit because it just seems so very, very unnatural.
31-year-old Fenris Liu is accused of breaking into the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's office around 2 a.m. on Wednesday and sexually assaulting multiple bodies inside.
There was approximately 11 bodies. The bags that they were kept in, they were broken open.
Multiple law enforcement sources tell us the bodies of 4 men were touched sexually,
What?
and the whole thing was caught on camera.
Oh.
They have voiced concerns about how this could affect operations inside the medical examiner's office, including everything from investigation.
This is kind of dark, but I bet that video footage could be sold on the dark web for quite a lot. That's messed up, I know, but ugh.
To organ donation. Forensic pathologist Dr. Rebecca Shue says contamination would be the primary concern in any autopsy or investigation.
Remember, body bags are sealed, things are contained.
That's why they said none of these were active in a crime investigation. Had they been, that could have been a really big deal, right? Say they hadn't performed an autopsy yet, and one of these bodies was going to lead to potentially more evidence in, say, a murder case or something like that. And then this gentleman goes and defiles these corpses. Then all of a sudden, had he been paid by the lawyers defending a client who has committed who is allegedly or brought up on charges of committing a crime against whoever passed away, they might have some ability to get him exonerated. So I guess thankfully that wasn't the case, that none of these bodies were involved in an active crime investigation.
So that you know that things have been handled in a clean fashion, in a sterile fashion. If someone has broken that seal prematurely and now has touched or manipulated the bodies in some way, that in theory could interfere with investigation and confound some of the findings. They probably will keep in the back of their minds the fact that this happened, just to make sure if anything down the road comes up.
Sheriff Jerry Sheridan says the bodies were not related to a criminal investigation.
They weren't victims of a crime.
A spokesperson for Maricopa County told Fox 10 in a statement, quote, "The recent break-in did not compromise any medico-legal death investigations. Forensic pathologists with the Office of the Medical Examiner resumed examinations today. The biggest question, why someone would do this, has yet to be answered.
Right.
But experts say most signs point to mental illness.
Of course.
A lot of mental disorders. There may be some sort of control issue because, frankly, when you are deceased, you are helpless. It's sort of the ultimate control freak type of fun to have, because the people that you are touching have no way to engage you or to fight back.
I can't believe she used the word fun. the ultimate fun to have. Wow. I'm not saying she's that type of person, but that was kind of a little peculiar to say.
We still have very little information on how this happened and, more importantly, why. But the sheriff says that's because they are still working to notify the 11 families of the victims involved in this crime.
Wow.
Lou is facing multiple charges, including 4 counts of sex.
So you could get a call that says, the worst is you get a call or you get a police officer showing up saying your family member is deceased. Can you imagine your family member is deceased? Let's say one of them died tragically. And then you get another police officer showing up, because I imagine they'd send a police officer for this too. Why would you want to hear that over the phone? A police officer says, hey, can you sit down for a second? They're like, what? Did somebody else die? And they're like, no, this actually is about the relative that we talked to you last time. And they say, well, what? They're already dead. Did something else happen? Yeah, a guy broke in and touched your brother's body. Ew. That is crazy. Imagine if it was the same person out on bail before the trial that killed your brother. Boy, talk about going insane.
Sexual conduct with a body. He's being held on a $500,000 bond, and his next court date is May 27th.
Well, I guess that's all we know about that case so far. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Love you guys.